Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to show number 2792. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, D. Ted Smith, Robin Fox, and my cock. And you are in the men's room. On tap today, the return of Who Sucks Less. What you don't need to know, the Poop and Pee edition. Get ready to play Profile This. Plus headlines, a men's room shot of the day, fun listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Drinkity drunk. All right, here we go to San Bernardino, where 43-year-old mother of 5 is busted running a multi-million-dollar marijuana growing operation. A Canadian teen plays the lottery for the very first time, and unlike myself, is filled with joy and elation. 3 boys on spring break score some dinosaur lip. In Utah, you can go to a bar and throw axes while you sip. And Walmart removes Cosmopolitan magazine from checkout lines because it's degrading. And that is not a joke. And that's all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, let's get to it. A 45-year-old woman in Oklahoma. She married her 26-year-old daughter. The reason her previous marriage was annulled was because she'd been married to her teenage son. So in case you weren't keeping track, a woman married her own daughter after her marriage to her son failed. Long story short, she was sentenced to 2 years in prison. Now, not to be outdone, a woman in Florida, she's in legal trouble after giving birth to a baby boy. The baby's father happens to be the mother's brother. Now, according to her, she and her brother have been having sex for the past 5 years. Yep. She's facing legal troubles. And in St. Louis, a brother and sister, great news, they are not having sex with each other. Now, that's the good news. The bad news is that they team up to carjack people. They very recently got their hands on a 2012 Dodge Charger, but they ended up crashing the car. They were arrested, and that's when the whole scheme became clear. But look, family. Family's family. You do the best you can to love them, but let's face it, you don't always like them. And you know what? Sometimes you'd be okay even if you weren't related. And that could be your Uncle Leroy, or maybe you're related to Charles Manson. Either way, today's question simply is, who do you wish you were not related to?
Be part of the big show. Call 844-999-OLA. You can like The Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live, and send those emails to the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Hello, Michelle, and away we go. Welcome to show number 2792 in the Large and in Charge program we have for you today. The return of Who Sucks Less. Yes, a huge show. What you don't need to know, we have some statistics here as far as how much in your lifetime, if you've ever wondered, man, I wonder how much water you drink, or I'd really like to see all the money in one pile that I've wasted on drugs, or whatever the deal is.
I do not want to see that.
We actually have some numbers here on the backside, and how much you relieve yourself in your entire lifetime. And we have
how
some...
much you poop?
Yeah.
In your entire life.
Oh,
the average human being.
A year, a week, it's science is, they have done the poll.
The dirty
here.
work.
They really have done the dirty work. Also some news about, the other side, about using the bathroom, standing up there, a little urination information as well. So that's coming up with what you don't need.
Urination information station.
It's interesting. It actually is very interesting. I know it is what it is, but
you do it every day.
It's fascinating stuff as far as the numbers are concerned, and where we've done it, where we haven't. The survey says that it's a really substantial survey is what it is.
And how many people, I mean...
No, it's a lot of research, seriously.
Over the years, you're just asking people. Hey, one last question for you.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, if you're doing the survey, People know they're doing the surveys or something like doctors are checking, like, do you smoke? Yeah, I smoke. You ever pee outside in the woods next to a dumpster? I'm sorry, Doc. That's part of a survey, man.
That's actually kind of part of the peeing survey. Yeah,
That's what I mean.
How many people have peed in a sink, in the ocean? All these things coming up with what you don't need to know. You really don't need to know that, but we're going to bring it to you anyway. And our question: who do you wish you were? Do you wish you were not related to? We have a few stories here, and as far as relatives go, there's not a lot you can do about it. You were born into your family one way or another.
Nothing.
And the only other way to become family is to marry into family. So there's a lot of those people out there too.
But do you say you're related to them? You know what I mean?
I mean, you kind of are. That's the weird thing. Technically, yes, you are related. Let's just assume, all right, that
I would say technically you're not.
You're not.
Figuratively, you are.
Well, look, man.
Because look, if there's a serial killer in the family, right? So someone's going to sit you down and they say, listen, there's a serial killer in the family. Now, you and your wife both look at each other, but deep down, what you're hoping is that it's her family. Because, because there's enough separation where you go, oh, my God, her uncle was so-and-so. Because it's different if it's your uncle.
If Jared Kushner, or whatever his name is, does something, is he related to Donald Trump?
No. It's his son-in-law.
It's a son-in-law. But that still sounds like it's
But the difference is because it's in the administration, so it all comes together.
I know that,
but if he were not president and they said Trump's son-in-law, like, you wouldn't care because it doesn't reflect on Trump.
To be related, you got to be like blood related.
Right. Yeah. I guess so. You know what, man?
Because those are the people you are not happy you're related to.
I think you're right. Because I was in my first marriage, my wife's sister, she had children.
Okay.
Now, at that point in time, I was an uncle.
Right. You're Uncle
Pretty
Miles.
exciting. Uncle Miles, right? And then we got a divorce.
Then you're nobody.
So now I'm not an uncle anymore.
You're
right. You know what
right.
I mean? Like, I was an uncle, but I had my uncle card pulled. Like, by two children, who every once in a while still hesitantly call me uncle, but they don't really mean it because they know that I'm really not their uncle anymore,
Right. You're as much of an uncle as anyone else they call uncle, who's not actually an uncle.
Yeah, like I had uncles that had already been divorced from like the aunt I was related to. So by the time I met him, it was just, he was Chuck.
Right.
They were like, it's your Uncle Chuck. And I was like,
the uncle
wait
card.
a minute.
Right.
And I could fathom that at one point he had been in our family, but
sure,
he was just Chuck.
Yeah, at that point, you're just Chuck, man. It's just how it is.
But you do have to see these people, and you do have to spend holidays with them. It's as close as you could possibly be to family.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
But you're not beholden to them. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you have to spend a lot of time with them.
That's true.
And there is... And look, it's a business deal at that point. You like them, but it's still a business deal. Like, look, you got married. Contractually, this is how it works, right? And but in the end, if something really goes down, if something goes down on her side of the family, what did she tell? She says, I need to fly out of town because I have to go deal with whatever, right?
Yeah.
And if something goes down on your side of the family, and you might offer to go, but you know you're not obligated, and it kind of doesn't matter. Because at that point, it's her family, not your family.
Okay.
And same's true of you. If an uncle goes down in flames, you're like, look, man, I have to fly wherever the hell I have to fly. They're having a funeral. It was unexpected. They're not obligated to go. They might offer, but in the end, you don't care one way or another.
No, I think it was easier to...
Because it's your family.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Parents, I think, are the exception. Anyone else?
And part of it, too, I just think is like, in all of our families, right, there's just stuff that happens that you put up with that you just aren't going to deal with the in-laws. Like, you'll be you'll be a little more honest, like, you really shouldn't take that. But if it comes to, like, my mother, somebody being like, your mother really shouldn't do that to you. It's like, shut your mouth.
That's exactly right.
Well,
that's my mother.
And that's the weird thing. It's this weird biological imperative. Yeah. You're absolutely right. You can be like, man, my mom was being such a bitch today. And if your buddy goes, man, she was. Hey, don't call my mother a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Only I can call her a bitch.
Yeah, like, what's the word for, like, looking at something from, like, a different view, right? Everybody's
perspective?
Rose-colored glasses? I mean, hell, I don't know.
I don't know, but everybody's got a certain way until basically it comes to their child.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Like a parent could sit there and tell you all day, don't bitch to the coach about playing time and this and that. But when it's their kid, objective. Everybody can be objective till it's their family.
Okay. Oh, absolutely. My kid plays soccer, man. And one thing, you watch parents and you're like, dude, don't stop screaming at your kid, man. They know what they're doing. They're like, get the ball! Kick the ball! I'm like, oh my God, it happens to all of us. You're absolutely right.
Oh, I scream that.
It's different when I do it.
Shoot! Shoot! Please! And they never do.
But I mean, I did it with my nephew a couple weeks ago, right? I know he's playing like rec league, right? So this isn't even like CYO stuff, basketball. And then I always go on and on about parents behaving. I found myself by the end of his basketball game being like, Could we draw up one inbounds play, Coach?
Right.
Could we get one inbound play?
Oh, mine is always.
Right. You just can't control yourself.
I was just sitting there like, that's the worst call I've ever seen in my life. Like, it didn't matter which side it was on. I'm always watching the officiating going like, where did they get this person? And I think to myself, where do you hire someone who wants to voluntarily come out and do fifth grade basketball on a Saturday for 3 games in a row and make $10?
Right. He's making like $75.
Get him some slack.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where do they get? That's a good question. Where do they get these people? That's awful decent for them to do this. Like, why do people hate them? I mean, honest to God.
It all makes sense.
Right, exactly.
Except when you're related to that person.
If you think it through, sure. An Oklahoma woman who married 2 of her children is headed to prison after pleading guilty to 1 count of incest on Tuesday. Patricia Ann Spann, who was 45, will spend 2 years behind bars, followed by 8 years of probation for the offense, in addition to paying a $1,500 fine for her guilty plea and $300 to the state's victim compensation fund, which means it won't go to her children. She will also be forced to register as a sex offender.
Here's my question. When they say 8 years probation, what is your probation? You can't marry or have sex with your own children in a period of 8 years?
They both got it. Her ex-wife and daughter, Misty, who's 26, is now set to be sentenced next week and said in an affidavit that was filed in the case that she and her mother hit it off at some point back in 2014, and soon after began having an incestuous relationship. Mother and daughter were married March 25th, 2016, after Misty claims her mother informed her that they were not violating any laws since Patricia had lost custody of all of her children, and it was their grandmother, Barbara, who raised the 3. That marriage, Patricia's 4th, took place 6 years after her 3rd husband, who is also her son, had their union annulled in court. Jody Spann Jr. listed his reasons for seeking an annulment as incest, revealing in court papers that he was married to his birth mother, Patricia. It was later revealed that she married the boy who was named after his father and Patricia's first husband when he was just 18 in December of 2008. This marriage, however, was not discovered until investigators began to look into Patricia's marriage to her daughter, at which point they became aware of the relationship and Jody's reason for seeking an annulment because she had married her son before that. There is no record that the couple ever divorced in the state of Oklahoma, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's pretty well. Oh, my goodness, wait a minute. Hold on.
How can it get worse?
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
Right,
what's the
might be more.
twist?
It was Misty who applied to have the marriage annulled last year, accusing her mother of illegality and fraud for saying she had made sure the union was legal. By conferring with 3 attorneys, Misty also demanded that Patricia pay for all costs related to paperwork and fees involved. The young woman appears to be in a new relationship, and while she has not commented on the court proceedings, she did share a comment on Facebook last week, posting, "It is what it is. It is what it is. F the past. Life is in front of you. Effing own it." There you
I
go.
want you to understand something, though. The reason she filed for an annulment is not because she married her biological mother. She was okay with that part. She was mad at her biological mother/wife because her biological mother/wife had lied to her about making sure that it was legal. You realize that was her only complaint.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. I married my mom. It was cool, but it turns out she was lying to me. That's when I knew she wasn't the one for me. Not the part where she's my mom. Not the part where she's my mom.
And how you gonna go on
I was
Facebook?
okay with that, but my mom lied to me.
Yeah, how you going to go on Facebook and be like, just get over it? Like, this isn't a normal breakup.
You married your mom.
Right, like you married your mom.
And you only divorced your mom, not because she's your mom, which would be the only reason you divorce your mom, but you stayed married to your mom. But because your mom lied to you about making sure it was legal, that's when it wasn't okay.
Sure, yeah.
Hey, man, we're just in different places, that's all. We just see things differently.
Who do you wish you were not related to? 844-999-OLA.
It's probably like my wife. Hello, Noah. Welcome to the men's room. Uh-oh.
Noah, are
Hello,
you there?
Noah.
Hello. I don't hear anything, man.
I
You
hear
hear
nothing.
anything?
I don't hear
a dial.
anything. I don't hear anything.
We don't hear dial tones because they don't have dial tones anymore.
Hang on.
We should play a dial tone
wait.
sometime just
Hello,
so the young kids
Noah.
hear it. No?
No. What
Noah?
the hell?
Uh-oh.
No,
Uh-oh.
watch.
What? No, hit it.
Hello, Noah.
This is a brand new studio. Brand new equipment.
Oh, let's try it. Listen. Hello,
Oh, here comes-
Eastwood.
Oh, God. Please don't have
Nothing.
to work now.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, if he came
Jesus
through,
Christ,
I'd have
man.
just
I don't
been
even
right
want to
there.
know. Mike Hawk is looking at it from the back.
Hello, Jared. I see. The line's punched up.
That's Jared.
That is Jared.
That's Jared. Oh, look, he's doing this now.
What,
Now he
this?
says, try that. What does that do?
I don't know.
I think he just dumped everyone.
Hello, Nita. Welcome to the men's room. No?
We have a lot of people ready to talk. Don't hang up yet. We just can't figure out how to get you on the line. All right, we'll continue on. Let's go to St. Louis, Missouri. 2 siblings from St. Louis are accused in a carjacking scheme in which they feigned interest in a used car, took it on a test drive, then robbed the salesman of the vehicle at gunpoint. Antoine Dorsey and his sister Antoinette Dorsey visited the Joe K. used... They didn't have a chance.
No.
They didn't have a chance in the beginning. They visited the Joe K. used car lot to take a test drive of a 2012 Dodge Charger. After a salesman drove the Dorseys off the lot, siblings said they wanted to buy the car and suggested that he drive them to an apartment to retrieve their IDs. When they arrived at the apartment, Antoinette Dorsey got out and someone pulled up in a Volvo and got into the Charger. That unidentified person pointed a gun at the salesman and ordered him out of the car. The salesman got out, and Antoine Dorsey slid into the driver's seat while the person with the gun hopped back into the Volvo and drove away. And that's when Antoine Dorsey drove off in the Charger, but crashed and flipped the car moments later. Flipped the car and crashed it moments later after taking it. He ran, but not before a witness to the crash snapped a picture of him running from the scene. Another witness called 911, relayed the path Dorsey took to the crash scene, and narrated for the dispatcher as police took him into custody. Police found Antoinette Dorsey's wallet and ID in the crash Charger. Officers arrested her the next day, driving the Volvo, described a day earlier as the carjacking car. Authorities were still looking for a third suspect in the incident. Antoine Dorsey was charged with first-degree robbery. Antoinette of the 200 block of Palm Street was charged with first-degree robbery and armed criminal action. Bail was set at $40,000 cash. What does that tell you? And $100,000 cash. That is a lot of money. Oh, we figured it out yet?
Maybe.
All right, here, let's try it again. Who do you wish you were not related to? 844-999-OLA. Away we go.
Hello, Noah. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, you guys can hear me now. Perfect.
Yeah, we can, man.
Alrighty. So, the person that I wish I wasn't family members with is my aunt. She's my half-aunt, I should say.
How was she your half? Oh, okay. Half-aunt. All right.
She, right off the bat, has no teeth and is missing an eye.
She has no teeth and is missing an eye.
I will say I have a large percentage of family members who do not have teeth.
You do?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about it. But you're just used to it because it only sucks when they eat because their mouth noises are
so no
ridiculous.
no corn on the cob or anything like that.
No, it's more. They'll still do corn on the cob, but it's more they suck the kernels off. I'm not like.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Well, they got it down, but they all have their eyes. Sorry. Okay. Please continue.
So she's how did she lose an eye?
We don't all know. We've all heard a whole bunch of different stories, but. Basically, she had eye surgery, and it just got infected and gross, and she tried to show us all, and we all would run away. They just ended up taking it out.
Okay.
So why is she a bad person, other than chasing with her eye and missing all of her teeth?
Well, this Christmas, we were heading over to our grandparents' house on Christmas Eve, and my parents ran into her at a dispensary. We live in Oak Harbor, so it's Washington.
Time out. So your parents ran into her at a weed store on the way to a family function. Am I understanding this correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, continue.
We asked if she was going to be there, and she acted like she had no idea what was going on. And long story short, she shows up to the function with gifts from the Garage of Blessings.
From the Garage of Blessings?
That sounds bad.
It is bad. It's a place where you go and for kids that don't have any money and don't get any Christmas presents and get, like sports trivia board games.
Okay, my bad. I thought this was the ants, weird.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like,
you're not in an economic situation where you need that assistance, are you?
Oh, absolutely not. No,
so they could have gone. They could have gone to somebody who needed them.
Oh, absolutely. And the worst part was that she was at the dispensary buying marijuana.
Right.
And then, right.
Oh, no, trust me. We see this movie all the time.
Why else would she be in the dispensary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Look, we have a segment
fine,
called Go Fund Yourself, and people do submit things, and we put most of that stuff up at mensroomlive.com. And for the most part, people understand and they get it, and they really do. And
legitimately dire situations.
When times are difficult and things like that, you see it, and it's sometimes it's really hard to read those things. But if you have the money and you can give, that's one thing. You would be surprised if certain people's perception of what a difficult time is. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes,
you're being very kind with your choice of words.
I never.
Because my thought was like, are these bitches crazy?
It never ceases to amaze
me. Are you
me.
out of your damn mind bugging us? So you're being very diplomatic right now.
I'm trying the best I can because there's all different scenarios involved. It's not just one. Individual.
We want to host a Super Bowl party. We need a big screen TV.
You
like, are you effing kidding me?
I think sometimes people just put stuff up and say, you know what? Let's just see what happens here. You know, like, if everyone gives $1 and 1 million people give me $1, guess what I am? I'm a millionaire
and a jackass.
I've always wanted a motorcycle.
Right. I'm going through a midlife crisis, want to buy a Harley.
Oh, my gosh.
They're a little more expensive than I thought. I was wondering if maybe your listeners know.
Stuff like this. Our commuter car transmission went bad, so my husband can't afford to drive his big truck to work every day because it costs too much, because the gas is too much.
Right. You know, the solution to your problem.
Ted doesn't have a car. I don't have a car. No. You don't own a car. It's like...
if it costs too much...
I'm going to take my third form of transportation.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, come on.
I'm sorry, we can't help you. Who do you wish that...
we could, but we won't.
Right. Who do you wish that you are not related to? 844-999-OLA. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitches. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Coming up, the return of Who Sucks Less, What You Don't Need to Know, the Poop and Pee edition. And our question, who do you wish you were not related to? 844-999-OLA. Here come the happy comments from the Peanut Geller.
Oh, man, now I got to find this guy's comment. It's brilliant. It just made me chuckle. This guy, he was very annoyed.
It's about his relatives that he wishes he wasn't related to?
It has nothing to do with that. Now, you always say that it's a future repeat. I like to say that today's show is a repeat from the future.
Or the past.
It's hard to know. But either way, this guy says, what the F? You guys are on vacation, or another goddamn repeat. You guys have taken more time off. You have a terrible work ethic. So Mike Hawk did comment. So no.
Well,
today's a live show. The guy says it can't be.
No, wait.
So Mike
now,
again. Mike was very kind again and said, "Hey, man, you can even listen to the podcast. Listen to the show notes."
I would agree with the terrible work ethic. Though.
A guy comes back and he's like, "That's impossible." Because these stories are old, and I know the story he's talking about. So to clarify, the woman who married both her son and her daughter, the story itself is from last year, but her court case was very recently heard. The verdict was just handed down.
This is still the show
That's
from then, though.
She's back, right.
But this is the show from when she was originally charged, not the one from the court case from now.
And then he points out, and I want the engineers to hear this, he said, and the phone issues happened too.
Look, man,
preaching to the
honest
choir.
to God, send us an email to the men's room at mensroomlive.com, and we will give you a full refund on your subscription. We're not sure if you're in your 1 month trial or your 3 month or you have a 6 month or maybe you signed up for the 5 year. Either way, if you want to cancel that, just shoot us an email and you're going to get a full refund. And every single joke that you didn't laugh at, you'll also get a 25-cent return fee. So you have a chance to really make a lot of your money back here.
I think that's fair.
Our question, who do you wish you were not related to? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Eastwood. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Oh, God.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
Miles.
How are you, Eastwood? Is this about everyone in your family and you?
No, I had a pedophile father who kidnapped me when I was 6, and I had a brother that came back into my life a few years back and wanted to take my life over and have sex with all multiple girlfriends and take anyway. But no, this is about my
don't ignore my pedophile father and my idiot brother who wanted to come and steal my wife. You got a better one.
This is about crazy Eric up here in Timberlake.
All right.
Eric's a poor guy that goes around, walks the streets, picks up garbage, and goes to shopping malls and pushes carts around. But 4 years back, his wife kicked him out after 24 years of marriage, and the guy just cracked. His brain went, and now his brain's starting to come back, and his mom got foreclosed on. He got thrown out of his house and being with his mom. He's staying in his sister's trailer when in 2 days they're threatening him and throw him out. And here about a week ago they had a barbecue, and she says they're going to take the car that mom wanted to give to him and sell it. And he had title, and they took the title back, and so I told him to go down and transfer it. So we just ended up in court today, and Eric pretty much lost. He Doesn't get to be his car.
Eastwood, 1 second, man.
Yeah.
So today we asked, who do you wish you were not related to?
Are you related to this guy?
I'm not. I wish I wasn't related to Susan and Kevin, Eric's sister and her husband. You know, they're just. You know, and I'm calling in for Eric because he loves you guys, man. He wants a rock shirt bad, and I tell you, man, I'll get
Okay,
$3
all right.
of Bob's chicken and trade it for a rock shirt if you would.
I'm not going to eat.
Sounds terrifying.
I'm not going to eat anything you give me. Nothing. No.
That sounds terrifying.
I would be happy to go out and buy something and eat with you, but I'm not eating anything that comes from you. Where I don't know where else.
I'll take you out to lunch, whatever you want.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. We can go out to lunch. If you make the food, I'm not eating it.
No, I wasn't. I was going to get from Bob's, the best.
Okay.
Best Bob's Tavern here. They got the best chicken and JoJo's in the county.
I trust Eastwood on fried chicken and
I do
JoJo's.
too. I do too. As long as you're not making it. As long as we can go out and get it. I'm fine.
No, I'll pick it up from Bob's and trade it for a rock shirt if you would, and Eric could shake your hands and meet you. The guy would, have an
You're going to
orgasm
trade
over.
chicken for clothing. This is what I'm understanding this conversation is. We said, who do you wish you weren't related to? And now it's a barter
rock shirts.
for T-shirts for chicken. I don't understand how that happened. What did I miss?
I know exactly how it happened.
How did this happen?
We took a call from Eastwood. Who do you wish you were not related to? 844-999-OLA.
Look, just help me. Because I like Eastwood, I do. Who was he related to in that entire story? I understand the story of Eric.
I think he was related to someone that was treating Eric not nice. So he's a friend of his, but it sounds to me like he has family that is not nice to this guy.
So,
I don't know. Right. I don't know if he's related to the ex-wife or something. Somehow Eric is an in-law or something to him.
okay.
Yeah. Totally.
All right, then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I could not track. I'm like, wait a minute. I forgot what we were asking when he started talking. I'm like, wait, what do we ask?
I thought this was going to be more like people who borrowed money. You know what I mean? We all have one of those.
Dude, I got a cousin that comes to mind instantly. I wish to death that's not related to this dude. I mean, just absolutely.
But you've always known, right? Is this the guy you've always known?
Man, I'm telling, and I don't want to say who it is, but he was 4, I was 9, right? And the whole family's together. Just go play with your cousin. Well, the problem is I hated him. And I hated him because he's a pile of S, right? I mean, he was then. And Miles, you always say it. Like, look, you know, kids are idiots because they can be, and you hope they get smarter, but their personality,
who they are,
you
never
know
changes.
who they are, right? The kid who's funny is probably going to be funny as an adult. He'll get wiser. He'll get smarter. He'll get fatter. He'll get balder, but he'll always be funny. The serious kid is always going to be serious. It's just how it is.
Yep. This
kid was a pile of excrement, all right? And he was at 4. But if I said anything, the family got mad at me. I'm not treating the little cousin. I'm like, man, you guys don't get it. He's not stupid, right? So when you guys are looking at him, he's one way. And then when you're not looking at him, that is basically his reflection disappears. And his wings sprout and he can fly around the room. That's the kind of kid he is, I'm telling you. So, long story short, he's now a grown-ass man. I could not tell you right now if he's in prison or if he's not in prison. But I can't even say it's 50-50. It's 90% chance he's in prison, 10% chance he's out.
Is he in right now?
I don't know, but I have to assume that he is. Because every time, I hate to even ask about the dude.
Yeah.
Because if you do, it's like, don't bring him up. He's in jail. I'm like, because he's who I said he was.
I did one of those to my friends
He's
lately.
a pile of excrement.
Because I knew what the answer was going to be like, hey, man, how's your older brother doing these days? Like, oh, he's in jail. And I was like, I kind of knew that was the answer,
Right.
but I
But
still
you gotta
I still
ask.
have to ask just to make sure that I wasn't just that dumb growing up. Who do you wish you were not related to? 844-999-OLA.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.